Hello, everyone. This is James here, and I wanted to share my story with you. And I'm not used to doing these types of things or GoFundMe or anything like that, but I did want to share because I was impressed upon by a friend of mine that you never know how God is going to use situations like this and touch the hearts of people. So here we are. All right. So I am a husband. My wife and I, we have three sons, and yes, three busy kids, three boys that we are raising. And we have an older son who's 21 and two little ones. One is 7 and one is 5. In 2015, I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma. In 2015, I started the chemo, and it was a very rough and harsh chemo. And I couldn't eat. I had sores in my mouth. My body was just aching. My joints were aching. I couldn't eat, and I was losing weight like crazy. But after that about second month of doing all this stuff, it was brutal. My body was in a lot of pain. I was in a lot of pain to the point to where I couldn't even walk. And I would just have to lay on the bed, and I was praying to God. I'm like, in a way, I was like, I really wanted to end it, to be honest. Because sometimes when you get to that point where your body is feeling so much physical pain, you want it to just stop. You want it to just end. I could barely talk because the chemo itself made it feel like I was swallowing nails. And that's how severe this 5FU was to my body. It felt like I was swallowing nails. When I would try to talk or eat, it was horrible. After a few months, after the chemo was done, my body started feeling better, but the cancer had spread to my lymph nodes, so it metastasized. They put me on another form of chemo, and this time it was in a pill form, because I told them, I said, I am not doing the other type of chemo. So with it being in a pill form, it was less, it wasn't as harsh as the initial time, and I had to do some more radiation. So the successes were going up and down, but the cancer would come, it would leave and then come back. Come 2018, my job offered me a position out here in Houston. I figured that, okay, well, once we get to Houston, I will go to one of the best places in the world for cancer treatment. And so I went to MD Anderson. Went over to MD Anderson, and the PET scan showed that there was activity in my body, and immediately they want to put me on the chemo, but no radiation this time. And so I started the chemo again, and this time it was in the arm. It was an infusion. And again, and thankfully it wasn't as bad as the first one. Although I did feel some physical changes in my body. Loss of hair, my throat, and thank God I didn't get any mouth sores this time. Weight loss and all those things. Memory loss. So I did the chemo again, but at that point, after the first year of doing it, now we're getting into 2019. Mid-2019, I said, I'm tired of this, God. I am tired. I've got to do this a different way. Because what they're doing is not helping. It hasn't taken away the issue. I told my doctor, and he was still showing activity. I told him he wanted to offer at that time immunotherapy. I said, no. I'm no longer doing any more of these toxic treatments to my body, because it's killing me. It is killing my immune system. It's killing everything. My kidneys, all of this. I had to monitor my kidneys at the same time. My white blood cells. It was very harsh on my body. So I told him, I said, well, I'm going to try a more natural route because I can't do the chemo anymore. It's killing me. So, of course, he thought I was pretty crazy, and he tried to talk me into it. Mr. Pennyman, don't do that. So forth and so forth. If more than likely, you're only going to have about 6 months to live if you don't do it. Doing the immunotherapy. Immunotherapy has its side effects as well that can come after you're done with immunotherapy. That I wasn't really willing to take that risk. So I am now pursuing naturopathic ways to my healing. And as you know, insurance does not cover a lot of naturopathic medicines. And so with that being said, here we are. And trying to raise money to do this and get the therapy done. I have a doctor in Atlanta that offers mistletoe therapy, and mistletoe therapy has been rather successful in other countries, along with other modalities in order to get rid of the cancer. And not only that, I have also began my plant-based diet, which certain foods actually fight and kill cancer cells. So that's the protocols that I'm doing as of trying to do right now. And then I also have a doctor here in Houston who does vitamin C infusions, which again, been successful in other countries. Why we don't necessarily do it in America, I don't know, on a large scale. So both of these modalities are not covered by insurance, and so here we are trying to raise funds. So I know there's a long story, and like I said, I'm not good at doing this, but if you find it in your heart to help my family and I lost my job with this COVID-19 thing that's going on, and as of right now, we're not going back to work until April 30th, hopefully. So, but if you find in your heart to give, to support, because I have to buy supplements, and thankfully I had one donor that donated some money. The supplements are over $600, pushing towards $700, and this is almost like a monthly thing to try to have the supplements. Most of them are 30, 60, or 90 days, but overall the supplements do cost a lot of money, and with where we are now and not working and having to pay for these treatments out of pocket, because I don't understand why insurance doesn't cover it. I don't know what to say to my kids. The older one understands, and my wife, I try to get her to relax about it, but I know that God is in control. Regardless of what happens, God is in control. So I thank you. I'm sorry for the long-winded story, but that's where we are right now. Anything that you can do to support us would be greatly appreciated. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.